Thank you, respected chairperson and dignitaries on dais. I would like to share a few views about management of education and taking it from the previous session where many questions were there about management of education in our educational institutions. I begin from the top, how education is being managed in our country. As you know, the genesis is in our federal system, where few subjects are given to state and few subjects are for the center. As a result, when the question came for setting up National Council for Higher Education NCHER, few ministries or few subjects could not be taken up, like agriculture, medical or bar council, and they were again out of the gamut of NCHER. As a result, the entire holistic perspective of education management really cannot be taken up, because we have in any case divided the subjects and they are not in the jurisdiction of center, or they cannot be taken up. As a result, we have 25 regulatory bodies, but there is no one body over them which can really think about expansion and enrollment in educational institutions located at various places. In one of the presentation we saw that veterinary sciences really doesn't have any enrollment. Agriculture universities, which generally offer these courses, are totally out of the ambit of UGC or Ministry of Education, and they are in isolation. They conduct their courses or enroll students. So as a result, the overall education management in the country is really divided. There was somebody who said we really don't have any institution which really looks after educational managers or educational policy planners. We do have one institution in the country, that is National University of Educational Planning and Administration. It was started as a UNESCO regional center in the country, which was for educational planning and administration as a regional center of UNESCO. Later on in 1965, it was renamed as Asian Institute of Educational Planning and Administration, and the mandate of this institution was to train educational managers and planners for the Asian region. Again in 1970, it was renamed as a Staff Development Institute, where the mandate was to develop educational planners and administrators and give them orientation training, or you can say entry-level training, when they enter into educational services. Later on, it was converted as a national institute, and today it is known as National University. From the institute, it was renamed as a university so that it can be an award-giving institution, and people who get training can get their degrees and diplomas recognized. It is an institute located in Delhi, and it has a faculty of 45. In the round, and the main mandate of this institute is to give advisory function to ministry, to give input in policy planning, to research educational issues, and to act as a secretariat for highest level policy making body, that is CABE, which does not have its own office. As I said, the basic mandate of this institution is to prepare educational manager. We conduct two long-term diplomas, which is one is called Diploma for Educational Planning, which is national, in which the strength is 30 participants who are state level educational functionaries or district level or block level. Then we have one IDPA. As I said, the genesis is UNESCO. So we conduct again one 6 months diploma for international participants who come and take training in educational planning and administration. So far, nearly 80 countries have been participated in IDPA, but since the number intake is very less, it's not really making so much of impact in the country as educational planners and managers. But we do conduct short-term training programs also for VCs, vice chancellors, finance officers, registrars from the university sector, and school principals for the school sector and district level education officers and block level education officers, which varies from 1 day to 15 days program, in service training program. This year calendar has 102 training programs which are for the educational functionaries. Recently we have started a National Center for Leadership, which is meant to give training to school principals of government sector, and especially the schools located in rural areas. So this training is basically in-service training, but certainly not mandatory. As one of the participants said, after 10 years of PGT experience, they can become a principal after clearing an interview, but certainly a training in management is required. What is management? All of us know management is basically the maximum utilization of resources. A lady may feed 4 or 5 members of her family in half an hour, or an air hostess can feed 300 passengers in half an hour. So the maximum management of resources and satisfying their needs is basically a management. Today we are facing lot of problem in educational sector of management. The recent example of midday meal, where children have died in Bihar, is a real example of mismanagement, where we really don't have, whether be it a scheme or a college or institutional, whom we can say they are the professionally trained managers. They simply manage because they are there. They are not trained into inventory management, supervision, or resource management or financial management. In all the 4 aspects, the Bihar midday meal fiasco has demonstrated. 435 crores were returned, there was no financial management, there was no inventory control, how the food grains or food items are kept, and there was no supervision of cooking and serving. So these are few government management related issues which are there. When we talk about equity and access in education, we really don't have manpower planning vis-a-vis courses. We do have an Institute of Manpower Planning in the country, but it does not have a link with the courses and intake. There are institutions which are grooming in one area of the country, and there are few areas which don't have educational institution. We don't have professional manager or planner for mapping of the institutions or for enrollment of the institution. So these are the few areas which we know are really not being managed. Entire educational functionaries are common laymen, be it a highest level of regulatory body or institution management. We have teacher training, but we don't have education manager training for the institution, for the schemes, for the programs, or for policy making. Professional policy making is a science which says that we should have evidences when we are making a policy. When we got Knowledge Commission report, there were many articles immediately. The data is not being studied when the Knowledge Commission has made recommendation. So even our policy making or planners are at times criticized for not being professional or not really using evidences in the policy making. I don't have how much time? Do I finish? More examples I can give on this issue, but certainly this is one area which our country requires, where management of educational planners needs formal training, formal education, formal recognition of qualification, and appointment as per that qualification. Thank you.